back to the Growth Mindset Diaries podcast, hosted by yours truly, Danya. Today we are on episode 3, and if you are new here, this podcast is about my self-improvement, becoming a better version of myself, and all around just changing my life for the better. And today we are going to be talking about a topic that I believe can really help me have a better life, which is the 100 times method. And what is the 100 time method, you may ask? It is a method of doing something 100 times to build discipline, to build better habits, and build mental toughness and resilience, to prove that you can do something that you're passionate about, or maybe not even passionate about, just challenge yourself to do something, show up, do it, no matter the circumstances, and see it through to the end. And the reason I wanted to talk about this today is because I am implementing this 100 times method in my life right now, because I've made the commitment to record and post 100 podcast episodes. No matter what gets in the way, I'm gonna post the 100 episodes, period. And I believe this will help me improve my confidence in front of the camera with my other ventures, and most importantly, prove to myself that I am not a quitter or a failure, which I've always believed that I was. So I'm getting away from that ideology and saying that hold of being a quitter and being a failure is no longer over me. It no longer serves me. It's gone now. One of my biggest struggles in the past was I would get into my own head about a project that I start or a venture that I go into, and I would tell myself, you don't need to finish that. It's not worth it because you're not even worthy of partaking in this. That's what led me to where I am today, being a quitter and also feeling like a disappointment. I have that feeling of being a disappointment to myself, disappointed in myself because I know that there's potential inside of me. Through this journey with making these 100 episodes, and it's bigger than just making the 100 episodes. Like I said, there's a bigger picture with doing this method, this practice. I would hope to find the little girl inside of me that was so eager and ready and had her eye on the prize with doing great in her life, and was so, even my a little bit younger self was so ready to like start businesses, to talk to people, to put myself out there. Now I just do not have that in me anymore, and I'm learning that life is a journey, and there's going to be moments where you fall off. Like I have. I've fallen off. I've lost my mojo. I've lost it. But I believe that no matter how many times I fall off, no matter how many times I say I'm a disappointment or I'm a quitter, or even if I quit, no matter how many times, I always find a way to get back up, do some inner work, and try to make it better again. I always find a way. And although I wish things would finally click and I would stop with the quitting, stop with being negative, all those things, I have to understand that I gotta look at myself and say, I am human, right? I am going to have moments of doubt. I am going to have moments where it feels like I'll never be able to get out of those moments, those dark moments. But I have to always keep that faith in me. I said you need the faith of a mustard seed. That's true. Because I have gone through depression. I have gone through thoughts of like not wanting to be here on this earth anymore. I have gone through those thoughts. But there was always something that would stop me from taking that final step of not being in this world anymore. There was always that faith, the size of a mustard seed, that would tell me your life is worth living. You need to continue to live, to see the possibility of things getting better. And I always had that in the back of my mind. There is a possibility. If I am alive, I am breathing through my lungs, I am able to walk, I'm able to do all these things. There is a possibility for me to turn my life around, and a possibility for me to make a change. I have been getting stuck in my head that this is just how my brain is, or this is just how things are, and I cannot rewire it. I cannot get out of my ways. I have been telling myself that. But I'm here today to say it is really possible to get out of the sunken place and to be triumphant. It's really possible. And it starts within. There's no therapist that has been able to help me. There's no relative, no anything that's been able to help me really grow. It's an introspective thing. I want to segue back into exactly what the 100 times method is. It boils down to the science of repetition and why doing something over and over again helps build your habits and helps get you closer to your goals. I want to break it down, right? And explain like why does the 100 times method work? 1, it rewires your brain for success, right? If you ever try to like break a habit, which I have, and there's still one habit that I'm really in my spirit trying to break right now. You know how hard it is to break a habit. And I know like we all have that one habit still that no matter how hard we try to get rid of it, it like always comes back. That's because your brain builds strong neural pathways around that habit. Like our brain is wired, like literally there's like electricity and how it's wired. And if you're constantly doing a habit over and over and over again, the wires in our brain starts clicking, and it keeps that habit continuously in the forefront of your mind every time. It keeps it in there. The more you do that habit, the more you build a connection with it to your brain. And with the 100 times method, when you do something 100 times, like for an example, say you make your bed every day for 100 times, every single day, 100 days, you make your bed up. It's going to start becoming an unsubconscious thing that you do every morning. And with this, it'll build new neural pathways in your mind. And the next thing with this 100 times method, it helps you overcome fear and self-doubt. When you do something over and over, you stop overthinking it, which I totally understand. Like I said, with making the bed every day, which I've learned, when I make my bed every day, I don't even think about it, because before I walk out of the bedroom, I'm like, I don't want the bed to be out of place. I feel uneasy walking out of my bedroom door in the morning if the bed is not made, because it's a natural unsubconscious thing that I have trained myself to do. The next thing that the 100 times method helps people on is building real skill and mastery. And it's really true. You don't get distinguished in something overnight, right? You get good by practicing it every day and practicing it over and over again. An example of this is athletes train the same move thousands of times before it becomes second nature. And I think of like track athletes. They don't just become Sha'Carri Richardson overnight. No, Sha'Carri became Sha'Carri Richardson by constantly running those cycles every single day. Every single day she's doing that. Like, I've always admired athletes because they have the strongest mental and physical fortitude that, and people in the military as well. I've always admired what they can do with their minds and their bodies, and like mind over matter, really, because I've seen the training for an athlete. I've seen the boot camp for someone that's in the military. It is no joke. And there has to be something, like I said, it's always something that's bigger than the program, bigger than what's actually in front of you, that pushes you to show up to practice every day, to show up to boot camp every day, be out there on the field. Like, there's something bigger. And I would like to research and see exactly what that is for athletes and people in the military, because they could just be like, no, I'm not doing this because it hurts my body, or it's hurting my mind. Like, they could just stop. But there's something that gets them to show up every single day and fulfill their duties. And the last reason why the 100 times method is helpful for you and me is that it forces you to commit, right? And commitment is a very tough thing. Like I said, committing to do something 100 times, it sounds like a lot. It really does. I'm not going to hold you. If you want to take on this journey with me, in the comments, we can build a community. And I'll start it, like start a community for people who are really serious about taking on something, doing it 100 times to see if you can really perfect it and have it in your life. When you set a goal to do something 100 times, quitting is not an option. I'm not going to allow myself to quit on this 100 times method. I promise. I don't care. I don't care what goes on. I'm going to record these podcast episodes, 100 episodes. I promise y'all. I am taking the vow right here. I'm doing this. I'm following through it. There's going to be 100 podcast episodes on this channel, period. And like I said, it's not about gratification or anything, validation, gratification, anything. It's about me building discipline. Discipline, I feel, is like at the top of everything, because it's over motivation. It's over any other purpose. Like, being disciplined, everything trickles down after that. Because I can have the motivation to want to do things, but if I don't have the discipline to show up and do it, actually do it, then the motivation gets tossed to the side. I have to be disciplined and have a plan and make sure I do this. I have to. It's now or never, y'all. It is really now or never. There's no starting back at square one again with this. I am here to stay. I don't know if I'll ever be the biggest podcaster. I'm not worried about that. I'm worried about being the best podcaster for myself. I'm worried about getting my message out there. That's it. Saying what I have to say, being content with it, putting it out there, no matter if there's likes or dislikes, views or no views, just putting out there me, leaving something that I can be proud of, doing something I'm proud of. That's what this podcast represents. That's what this 100 times method represents. Me doing something that I can say, I am proud of myself. Because there's no one out there that can make me feel as great that I make myself feel with what I do to nurture myself, nurture my spirit. Back to last week's episode, I am focused on nurturing my spirit now, right? For so long, I have been focusing on things that dim my spirit and dim my light. I'm not doing that anymore. I saw that with podcasting, it's like a self-therapy session. And I enjoy this. I am enjoying making these episodes and doing the research for the episodes. I am enjoying it. For the first time in a while, I am enjoying something. Feels great to say out loud. And I am going to keep this up. I'm doing this for me. If I was doing it for y'all, I have nothing left to prove now. The Drake song. But yes, I am doing this for me. Shout out to me.